Sitting on the front porch with family or friends brings a cherished sense of comfort and connection, where the simple joys of music and conversation blend into moments of shared wisdom and growth.
Welcome to another episode of Wisdom on the Front Porch, where your front porch can be anywhere. Right now, it's on Zoom or it's on Spotify, Audible, wherever you're hearing this episode or watching it, even on YouTube. It can also be across the street with your neighbor. It can be in a grocery line, wherever it is that you gain wisdom and knowledge, and that's useful for you. So that is your front porch. So let's get started. Now that I've said all of that, Uriah, thank you for being here today. I know you have something special for everybody. So let's just do a real quick background on who you are and what you do before we actually get into the meat and potatoes of today.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having me. My name is Uriah Stepp, like she said, and I live in Colorado Springs. I've lived here on and off for about 13 years. I've got two wonderful daughters, 6 and 4. I'm a girl dad for sure. My whole life, I thought I was going to have boys, and God gave me girls. So I'm a girl dad here, and I am a social media growth coach. I helped entrepreneurs and small business owners leverage social media for more business. So that's a little bit of background about me.
I like that, boy. And social media can be so tough sometimes. Sometimes you have it spot on, and the next time you got to do something, and it's like crickets everywhere, and it's a little frustrating. So
Yeah,
it's good to hear.
algorithms are constantly pivoting, right? They're
Yes,
they're always
yes.
changing on us. It's like a rug pull every other day.
Oh yeah, and sometimes the change is something that you need the other people to respond to you. And it's like, how do you set up your social media posts so that people will respond so you can get going with the algorithm? Because it's all about communication with each other too. And so you want to get that communication going. So this is a really great topic, no matter when this happens. This is a great topic. Now, before we go any further, I can't stand it. Tell me about the special you have going on.
Yeah, so I am participating in what's called the School Games. The School Games is hosted by a guy named Alex Hermosi. He owns acquisitions.com, and he buys businesses, scales them, sells them, helps other entrepreneurs and small businesses scale their businesses as well. And so it's a 1 month long challenge, and I am running for the month of November this month. And what it is I'm helping people with a social media audit, a 90-day content roadmap, and weekly coaching calls for the month of November to make sure that you're hitting your goals. And that special is running all the way through November, and it's $1,000 flat. Actually, it's $999 because they won't let me charge any more than that. So so yeah, it's a special for anybody that wants to join. If you're a small business owner or entrepreneur, it definitely can benefit you because it's laying the roadmap, right? Finding your target audience, making sure you're SEO optimized across all platforms, and helping you create a consistent, engaging presence.
Oh, that's awesome. And I have to say that 9.99, you don't have to say this as far as I'll let you go. That 9.99 is just amazing price for everything that you do for everybody. So people are going to want to know, well, okay, I've heard what you do, but what is it that you really do for us? So let's find out. If I came to you and said, Uriah, I have no social media whatsoever, or I don't have the right people coming to me. Can you help me? What would you say?
I would say yes, absolutely, of course.
Good.
That's my specialty, especially people that are just starting out on social. I love helping people get launched. It's a big passion of mine because of the power of social media. Being able to take social media and leveraging it to get in front of your target audience, like you were talking about, is so powerful. And so step one definitely for me is to help you discover that target audience. What age range, what demographic, what interests do you want your target audience to be having? Just like whenever you would set up like some sort of Facebook ad or Instagram ad or YouTube ad, it asks you those questions. Well, I help you find out that target audience. And that's crucial before we even set you up on social media, because if we don't know who we're talking to, we don't know how to optimize your bios and all of
Yes.
that, right? And
Yes.
so I
Absolutely.
I I do my best to help you find that target audience, and then we craft bios and craft content plans around that.
Yeah. That's really great. Um, yeah, I mean it's tough. It's like if you're writing or you're giving a speech or anything that you're doing, you have to know who your audience is. You have to know who the people are that really want to hear this or that need to hear it. And those are the people you want to attract. There's a lot of people out there who can see your stuff, but if it's not interesting to them or if it's not where they are in their journey, it's just falling on deaf ears. They're going to keep scrolling. What do they say? They want you to stop the scroll. And this is really important. So, do you only help new businesses?
No, I help establish businesses as well. In fact, that's probably my target audience is someone who's established, been in business for about 3 to 5 years. Just because new businesses, they very rarely have a big marketing budget to deploy. A thousand
Right.
dollars may seem cheap to you and I, but for a new business, that can be a chunk of change, right? And
Oh,
so, yeah,
definitely.
absolutely. I help establish businesses as well. And what I've found is a lot of people have been taken advantage of. They've joined some sort of coaching program or some sort of marketing company, and they've promised the moon, but they've got a moon rock, right? Like
Yeah.
that's all they got. And so my goal is to definitely underpromise and over deliver. And just finding your target audience and your bio and all of that stuff can definitely work wonders, just
Excellent.
because the algorithm then knows who you are and who your content needs to be in front of. And that's truthfully crucial, right? Because like you
Right.
said just a minute ago, you can post out there, post and ghost and post and pray and do whatever you want. But at the end of the day, is if it isn't reaching your target audience, if it isn't landing in front of the sets of eyeballs that it needs to be in front of, it's kind of like, I guess, practice. I don't know how else to
Yeah.
put that.
One thing I'm thinking of is somebody might be thinking, well, I've already got an audience. Why would I hire you? I already am reaching the people I'm reaching. So, what would you have to say to that?
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, it's great that you already have an audience, but my question is always, how are you nourishing that audience? How are
Mm,
you keeping that audience engaged? How are you adding value to your already following? And for me, that is definitely through, short form content, maybe even longer form content, educational
mhm.
content on YouTube, right? That you can send out via newsletter to your audience to really add value and retain that audience, because our attention span is fried. Like it is absolutely gone, right? And so if we're not in front of our audience regularly, there's a good chance that they forget, right?
Yes.
My background is in real estate, right? And at that time in 2020, 2021,
Yeah.
it was 14 touches that you needed. Now it's
Oh,
somewhere along the lines of like 17 touches. So you need even more touches to really like retain that audience for them to actually connect the dots and be like, oh, that's who I need to go to for this professional
right.
service.
Right. Now, what do you mean by touches for those who may not understand?
Absolutely. So touch would be something like an email. Maybe it's a comment on social media. Maybe it's a piece of content on social media. A direct message. A phone call. right?
Okay.
If you're staying super hyper local, maybe a door knock, showing up with some sort of pop by, right? Especially
Okay.
for your high end clients, stuff like that. Those are touches, right? And them being able to see your content regularly on social media is huge because that can be multiple touches in a week, depending upon how much content you're putting out there.
Yeah, and I like that you offered different ways to do that. I know we've come out of the COVID things. We're still coming out of it, even though it's been a little bit, but we're still so connected with everything social media, everything else. We forget about actually talking to people, and there's other ways besides social media to make contacts. It, of course, is probably where you'll reach more people the most, but there are other ways to get a hold of people, and I think we need to look into those. We get so used to things being a certain way that we forget there's other ways to do that. And that's where someone like you come in, because you teach us those other places to go to, ways to really stand out and say, oh wow, I see this person everywhere. That's what we want to see. We want to see you everywhere, because then you're getting the word out, you're becoming more familiar to people, and that's always a good thing, right?
Absolutely. My belief system is kind of what I fall to, right?
Mhm.
And for me, I follow the Bible, I follow Jesus, right? And the Bible says in Matthew 5, it says, "You are the light of the world, like a city set on a hill that cannot be hidden," right? You are
Yeah.
the salt of the earth, bringing out the God flavors of this world. And that's what I coach people through is we don't really want to be like everybody else and do what everybody else is doing. You're uniquely you. And so being able to be you and attract the right target audience to you, right, is going to be way different than me or LSU, right? So
Yeah.
making sure that we're truly living out, who we are, and we're being, that divine color in the world, that we're
Yeah.
being that amazing flavor to society, right?
Right. Right. Are there some tips or something people can do now before they actually get into your program? Before we offer that, let's talk about your program that you have. You've got this special coming up. It's 9.99. Where do they find that? How do they get involved with you with that? And what does that include?
Yeah, so I'll definitely provide a link right here that you can click on, and that takes you directly to my school community, but also my website, just conversion.social. It will also lead you that direction as well. You can reach out to me through my website, book a call with me. I
Okay.
offer free 30-minute consultations as well, and in those consultations, I really evaluate where your business is, what platforms maybe you need to be on, because you don't necessarily need to be everywhere. Although it's great because then it turns into like a flywheel type setup for you.
Okay.
Um, but but really, you just need to be on the platforms that your target audience are on. And so, in that 30-minute discovery call, if you will, I help you find those platforms and
Right.
give you some advice. And then you can make the decision on whether or not you want to take advantage of my current offer, or maybe you need a little bit more help and you maybe need it done for you, right? I also
Right.
have other
Yeah.
other offerings that I do to help people that maybe they just don't have the time, right? Small business entrepreneurship, it's a time suck. We have to focus on a lot of things all at once, and
Oh
social
yeah.
media can be very much a full-time job. And
Oh,
so
definitely.
for those people that you know don't have that time, I have an offering there for you as well, to be
Nice.
able to help you do it all, right?
Nice. And what was the website again? It was conversion what?
Conversion.social is my website, and then again, you can click the link below and it will take you to my school community for the offering for this month.
Okay. All right. I just clicked on it, conversion.social. I did conversion.com. That's kind of a neat site, but it's not what I was looking for. But conversion.social. And it says,
Yeah.
don't be held back by the same struggles other entrepreneurs face: lack of knowledge, limited resources, fear of failure, compliance with laws and regulations, which people really need to pay attention to, because websites are going to start getting fined or shut down. I don't know what they're going to do, but something's going to happen if we are not ADA, what is it? Um, Compliant with, yeah, American Disabilities Act. And so that's something we really need to look into. I'm glad that you covered that. Um, and then you have some others mentioned there. Wow, you've got some really neat things going on. You have a free social media guide to crush social in 2024, three-phrase strategy. Wow, I like that. You give a
Yeah,
little
and
background on yourself.
there'll definitely be a 2025 version coming out in 2025, so definitely
Nice.
pay attention to that. And that's just a free guide. I would say that that definitely offers a lot of tips and tricks in there for you, to kind of really get your social media presence up and running, and kind of lay the foundation for you to build on.
Cool. Cool. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Now, what was the other website you mentioned
Yeah,
on
so
school?
for my school community, would you like me to drop it in the chat for you right now? That way you
Yeah,
have
that
it.
would be great. Yeah,
Okay.
and so for people that don't understand what school is, it's SKOOL, and it is a website, but it's all communities. So it's not like you go to school to learn, even though that's what you're doing. It's so many different communities that are in there. Each community has its own, what would you say, your own persona
Yeah,
and
yeah,
in what you
definitely.
do.
So what I love, there's the link there. What
Okay,
I
thank
love
you.
about school is it's kind of like a all-in-one platform for entrepreneurs and small business owners. And I would love, to talk to anyone in trying to set up a school community. Now that I've already set one up, I definitely know some tips and tricks on how to get your community set up for sure. But this is strictly for people that are in the service industry. Maybe they have a course or they have some sort of coaching offer that they offer. And school community is a great place for that because you can host your course, your coaching offer there on the platform. It also has a community aspect, like you mentioned, where it's a community
Right,
board where you can ask questions and help other people, what's working, what's not. And I feel like that's a very invaluable piece. But on the back end, for whoever owns the community, it's almost like a CRM for them too, because they have everybody's email. Anytime you post, it alerts them through email. So it really is like a tighter knit community there. You can
right,
chat with people, you can direct message just like you can on Facebook, but it's a tool I would say that allows you to really focus and hone in on what it is that you're trying to learn, whatever skill or attribute you're trying to take on. And so
yeah,
I would love for you
definitely.
guys to check out my school community, and I also have links on my school community to book a free 15-minute or 30-minute discovery call.
Oh, good, good. So yeah, I'm looking here at it, and it's www.skool.com con conversion social, altogether conversion social dash 6991.
Yep, and then /about, and that will take you directly to my
Okay.
landing page there, and it talks about that offer in depth. Talks about, what you'll get in this month's offer for sure.
Okay, great, great. Yeah, they look really great. That's wonderful. So now that we've all talked about that, are there some things that you can tell us, maybe to get started, besides looking down your free 2024 guide that has some great steps on it? But what are some things you can tell us to um, think about when we're posting our content for social media to make sure that we do reach that audience we want?
Yeah, that's That's a great question, and I get that question a lot. And my go-to answer for that is, how are you structuring your content? I have a framework that I like to use, and it's hook, body, and call to action,
Yes.
right? And so that, I think, is the best way to structure your content when you're communicating. So a hook would be something that's very much either controversial, or maybe you're point blank asking a question to your target audience that would resonate with them, right? Or
Right.
maybe you're just immediately just catching their attention with some flashy thing, right? There's flash transitions. I don't know if you've heard of them, but it's somebody like getting ready to cut a coconut, right? And they're getting ready to
Right.
cut a coconut, and then water goes everywhere. And then it flashes to whoever it is that's talking, and they're soaked in water, but they're talking, right? It's a flash transition. And so that is an amazing hook on its own, right? To really capture somebody's attention, because we only have 3 seconds to
Isn't
capture
that
somebody's.
amazing?
Isn't that insane? Like
It's just
3 seconds is.
mind-boggling that you have to be that fast to catch someone's attention, or it's gone. You've lost
Yeah.
it. And
So
it's like,
so
wow.
making sure your yeah, so making sure your hook is very straight to the point. And then also in the body, making sure that you're adding value. If you're just out there talking, or trying to flaunt your stuff like some of these other entrepreneurs buying jets and Lamborghinis and all of this stuff, that's not really adding value to your target audience, right?
Right.
People are going to get bored and fed up with that, and they're going to move on with their life. But if you're truly adding value and meeting your target audience right where they're at, and really helping them through some of their struggles, kind of like what we're doing today, right?
Mhm.
That's going to add so much value to their lives. And then finally, a call to action. Call to action is huge. 82% perform way more if you have a call to action in place. And
Right.
so a call to action can look very different. It could, if you're posting on social media, maybe it's, hey, if you found this helpful, like, comment, and share it with a friend, right? That's a good call to action. Or maybe, hey, if you're looking for this resource, click the link below, and it takes them to a landing page, right?
Right.
Whenever you capture people's attention, you need to make sure and have something for them to either go to or react to, right? And so
Right.
calls to
Right.
action are super, super important.
Yeah, and I like that you have the hook because you got their attention right away, whatever it is, you've got it. And then at the end, you direct them to where they can go get more information, anything they like. But that content in there, I mean, once you've got that hook and you've got that call to action, that content has to bring those two together. And I know for some people, that's a real struggle. Um, how do you navigate that?
Yeah, so that's definitely something that I cover in my offering for sure.
Oh, good.
And also just on a 30-minute consultation call, I would love to sit down and find out more about you and find out more about your target audience, but really addressing the pain points and the struggles of your target audience is
Mm.
definitely the greatest value add I think you can provide, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
one
And
of one
and
of
you
the
hear this a lot, find their pain points, and solve the issue that they're having. And it's like, yeah, but if we're always talking about the pain, don't we ever get to talk about the joy? So
Yeah,
explain that
absolutely.
part.
I mean, you definitely want to balance out your content, right? And I think that's a lot of the temptation that small business owners and entrepreneurs face, right? Is they just want to get into this educational mode where all they're doing is educating, educating, educating.
Right,
And what happens with that is your audience will definitely get burnt out, and they will stop consuming your content, or maybe even worse, they'll unfollow you or mute you, right? To where they don't see your content ever. And so making sure that you balance that out with things that you love to do, your passions, your desires, right? To attract that right target audience as well. Definitely will help, slow the tone down on all the pain points for sure.
right, right. And we've talked a lot about social media, but you've also talked about other things to do. like emails or actually calling people, but who do you have numbers on when you're doing most of your business virtually, as a lot of entrepreneurs do? Maybe we need to reach out into our communities and see who's there. I know I've started going to some of the Chamber of Commerce luncheons, and it's really great because I'm meeting some really wonderful people and finding out there's a lot more going on in this town than I realized. Even though we're a small town, there is a lot going on in there every day. And I want to make sure that they know that I'm here. And we can work together and support each other. So, how are some ways that you can talk to your clients? I'm going to say people who come to you for help. Besides the social media, how can these other things help them?
Yeah, so definitely. I mean, don't get me wrong, like the older way of marketing, door knocking, email marketing, phone calling people on the phone, it definitely works. It
Hmm.
definitely works. But I would say social media has the edge there for
Yes.
sure because you're getting in front of thousands and thousands of sets of eyes rather than just getting in front of one at a time. But for sure, you want to definitely craft email content, right, for nourishment. I set up a CRM, which for those of you who don't know what a CRM is, that's a customer relationship management system, right? And so what you can do with that is you can compile all the emails that you have from everybody that, maybe has signed up for your newsletter or something like that. And you can put them into the CRM, and the CRM will help you build what's called drip content. And
Oh,
so you can drip out to people and stay in front of their, stay at the top of their inbox regularly,
nice.
and always making sure that you're adding value, not just trying to get a sale all the time, right? One of
Yeah.
my favorite mentors, he always says, give, 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 ask, right?
Yeah.
Like making sure that we're constantly giving that value. And then after you've given value for a while, then it's okay to ask. But if you're just asking point blank right off the bat, there's a good chance that people are going to be like, I don't know about this person, right? So making sure that you're, giving before you're taking for sure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then also,
definitely.
yeah, I would say in your local area, especially if you're a hyper focus, maybe you got a brick and mortar business. And so making sure that you're at community gatherings, getting in
Mhm.
community and connecting with people, because technically that's what social media is built on, anyways, is connection and community.
Yep.
And so you can definitely do that in person, though, in your local area and go to, yeah, Chamber of Commerce events or,
Yeah.
small business Saturdays or, things like
The
that to
Rotary
really,
Club.
yeah, to really get in front of people and kind of talk and understanding that you have a service that can really help people. I think a lot of people think, "Ooh, I don't know if I want to talk to people because I don't know, my stuff doesn't really help as much as maybe some other people's stuff." And
Oh, that's
really
stinking thinking.
yeah, that's just fear, man. False evidence appearing real. Fear, right? It's not even real. It's just a thought that we have in our head. And sometimes that cripples us, right? In
Yeah, it
comparison,
does.
com comparison is the biggest, I believe, the biggest tactic of the enemy, right? Thinking
Yeah.
that you're not good enough, but you are good enough.
Or
You
you're
are
not
worth it.
as good. And it doesn't
Yeah.
matter because, 100 people can do the same thing and they're going to go at it 100 different ways. So they're going to reach 100 different people. Something you can't do, someone else will. What they can't do, you will. It's a great way to do it. And I want to remind everybody that you're not just connecting with people, you are building relationships. You're building that customer relationship. You're building that relationship with someone who might contribute to your company, or you might need to contribute to theirs. Um, and it's not so much you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. It's like, hey, let's support each other and let us both grow. It's a way of looking at it. You have to look at money as the byproduct of what you're doing. You have to look at success that you're achieving, but it comes as a byproduct from what you're doing. So what are you doing? What are you doing to make that byproduct just start flowing out there?
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. So, yeah, I kind of don't know what to ask. I'm kind of at a loss for words because you brought so much and it's a lot to think about. Um, so so we probably should maybe write out what it is we really want. What's the end product for us that we want? But then also, how is that going to help our customer, our clients? How's that going to help the person that we want to help? What are they going to get out of it? What are their benefits? And I think it's important to let them know, hey, this is the benefits you get with coming to me versus somebody else. Not that what they're doing is wrong or I'm so much better, but these are the benefits you actually get working with me. And are these the benefits you want? Now, for people just starting out, because I know you like to work with businesses that are already established, already have something going on, and you're trying to get them to where they really start growing. But I do know you have ideas for the person that is starting out because you can't get to be where the other business stars if you don't start. You've got to start somewhere. So do you think maybe having a structure or plan that you just keep repeating of what to do, what would that kind of look like for them?
Yeah, so whenever I bring on a brand new client, right, I always ask them what their vision is for social
Okay.
media. How do they want social media to work for them? You know, for a new business,
Oh,
they want
okay.
leads. They want business, right? They want social media to work for them in that way. A more established brand may just want it for presence. Social proofing is what it's
Yes.
called, right?
Yeah.
Or just gaining more followers or getting the word out. They're not necessarily looking to convert more necessarily, although that's nice, right? They're looking
Right.
for more just brand establishment, brand presence, right? And
Yeah.
so, really finding out early on, how do you want social media to work for you, right? What
Interesting.
is your vision for social media? And then I would say too, I always recommend this book. It's called Visioneering by Andy Stanley. It was a huge help to me.
And
Just
what was it called
understanding what
again? I'm sorry.
it's called. Yeah, it's called Visioneering by Andy Stanley.
How do you
And
spell that? Because I'm hearing three things all at once,
yes, so it's vision, ear, ing. So
like
vision,
mountaineering.
yeah, vision, and then Vision ear, Eering, right?
Okay.
Visioneering. So the whole book is about understanding vision for your business and seeing it
Okay.
from a perspective outside of your business rather than being in your business,
Ah,
right? And I think that's super powerful to take a step back and really evaluate where things are and how you want them to work, right? And so that's what I
yeah.
always do with people that are first coming on is I make sure that, in that discovery call, we have some time to really understand what the vision is that they want for social media. Because if you don't have a vision, and again, you're just going out there gung ho and just posting, while you may have a chance of going viral and getting a ton of audience, is it the right audience? Is it
Yes.
the right people that are following you? And so that can be dangerous, even going viral and having a piece of content go viral, maybe it was just some funny piece of content. It may attract people, but are those the people that you really want to be in front of? So
Right. Right. Yeah. You've got to be in front of the right people. Um, yeah. Yeah. Great information. So great. Thank you so much, Uriah. This is really wonderful.
absolutely.
Tell us again where you can be found.
Yeah, so you can reach out to me through conversion.social, but also I'm on social media all the time, right? Because it's what I do for a living. So you can find me on Facebook, you can find me on Instagram. My handles across the board are at URIAH STEPP, Uriah Stepp, right? at Uriah Stepp. You can find me across the board on social media.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. And one more time, this great uh, event, I guess, is coming up. What is that one again?
Yeah, so it's my offering for this month, right? And it's on my school community. That link is right here below. And you can click on that. And again, that's you're getting a one-on-one social media audit, a 90-day content plan and roadmap, and then you're getting weekly coaching calls. And for November months only, I didn't tell you guys this earlier, but I'm doing 3 content reviews, right? So you make 3 pieces of content and I'll actually tell you, hey, this is really good. Hey, where's your call to action at here? Maybe you should
Nice.
work on your hook a little bit here. So it's really helpful. And then tons of discounts on AI tools to really help you get going.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you so much, Uriah, for all of this great information. I really appreciate you being here. And be sure and check him out at conversion.social or on school.com, conversionsocial-6991/about. I remembered the about this time. Yeah. And thank you, our audience, for being here. And if you've gotten any value out of this, let us know. Go to the website, wisdomonthefrontporch.com. Tell us what you liked about the show, maybe what you didn't like, and things you would like to see. Have questions you want to ask. We're more than welcome to be a part of the community.
So grateful for being here. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. And we'll see you all next time. We're here. You can hear from us next time on wisdomonthefrontporch.com.
Thank you for joining us today on Wisdom on the Front Porch with your host, Ellis Kirkpatrick. You can find us on our website, wisdomonthefrontporch.com, see previous episodes of the podcast, and view issues of the magazine. Did you know you can submit questions, leave reviews, or suggest topics? You can also tell us where your favorite front porch location is and what it means to you. We hope you gain value and insight from today's or previous talks. We appreciate your support for us so we can continue to provide value and expertise to you and others. Subscribe to Wisdom on the Front Porch magazine and receive a second year absolutely free. This is a limited time offer available exclusively to those who mention the name of today's podcast. Join in next week when we bring you another great insight into the world of entrepreneur culture and lifestyle. Make today a great day. Always believe that something wonderful is going to happen.